Portugal's Algarve is often described as one of Europe's most desirable places to live. But life here feels completely different depending on where you choose to settle. Today, we're exploring 3 homes, each offering a very different way of living. A coastal apartment just 5 minutes from the beach in Praia da Luz, a renovated ground floor flat in the quiet town of Alvor, and finally, a small estate in the Algarve mountains surrounded by open land. Same region, 3 very different daily rhythms. Let's start by the water. This first property is a south-facing 2-bedroom ground floor apartment located in the center of Praia da Luz, just a 5-minute walk to the beach and pedestrian promenade. The apartment is part of a well-managed condominium overlooking pools and paddle courts, which immediately shapes the atmosphere. There's a sense of openness and shared outdoor living, but still privacy within your own space. Inside, the layout is bright and practical. The kitchen connects to the sitting and dining area through an archway with a breakfast bar. Not overly modern, but comfortable and functional. Sliding French doors open onto a covered south-facing terrace, and from there, steps lead down to a large artificial lawn garden with a barbecue area. That transition from interior to exterior feels natural, especially in a climate like this. The primary bedroom also opens directly onto a private terrace with ocean views over the Atlantic. That detail alone changes how mornings and evenings might feel here. With 83 square meters of interior space, the apartment is compact but well organized. Fitted wardrobes, security shutters, lift access, and proximity to everything in the village make it particularly easy for walkable living. This kind of property often suits people who want daily movement, beach walks, cafes, errands on foot, without needing a car. But once you move slightly inland, the pace begins to shift. From a seaside village atmosphere, we move into a quieter residential setting. This second home is located in Montes de Alvor, a peaceful residential area just minutes from the center of Alvor. Unlike Praia da Luz, which feels oriented toward visitors and coastal life, Alvor blends tourism with everyday Portuguese town living. This 2-bedroom flat sits on the ground floor and has recently been renovated. With approximately 70 square meters of living space, it's slightly smaller than the first property, but feels practical and ready to move on to. The living room is an open plan and includes a fireplace, which is less common in coastal apartments and gives the space a more year-round feel. Air conditioning in all rooms adds comfort during the hotter months. The kitchen is functional and straightforward, with a pantry for additional storage, something often overlooked in smaller flats. Natural light is one of its strongest features, and easy parking beside the building adds everyday convenience. This flat is part of a condominium with a communal garden area, but the setting is quieter and more local compared to Praia da Luz. This type of property often appeals to full-time residents or long-term investors, people who want comfort, accessibility, and proximity to schools, supermarkets, pharmacies, and public transport. Here, life feels less oriented toward the ocean and more toward routine. 30 to 40 minutes inland, the landscape changes again entirely. Beyond the coastline and towns, the Algarve opens onto mountains and agricultural land. This final property is located in São Bartolomeu de Messines, near Silves, set on 4,800 square meters of land in the Algarve Mountains. Immediately, the difference is scale. Unlike the apartments we've seen so far, this is a detached, single-level home with 3 bedrooms and multiple living areas, surrounded by countryside views. The house preserves a rustic atmosphere, reflecting the slower rhythm typical of the region. The land invites small-scale farming, vegetable gardens, or orchards, not as a hobby but as part of daily life. There is also a 1-bedroom annex under construction, which introduces flexibility. It could become guest accommodation, a rental opportunity, or simply additional private space. With 3 bathrooms, barbecue facilities, storage areas, and south-facing orientation, the property supports long-term living rather than seasonal use. What stands out here isn't luxury. It's the quiet freedom of space. The feeling of stepping outside into your own land. The quiet of mountain air. The ability to shape your environment rather than share it. At this distance from the coast, you trade immediate walkability for privacy and space. And that trade changes everything about how your days unfold. Together, these 3 homes show how life in the Algarve isn't one single experience. Coastal village living centers around movement, cafes, beaches, and community interaction. Town living offers practicality and routine, a balance between local life and accessibility. Mountain countryside properties create space, independence, and a slower, more inward rhythm. At similar budgets, the real decision isn't about square meters. It's about how you want your mornings to feel. If you imagine yourself in one of these settings, by the ocean, in town, or in the mountains, one will likely feel more natural than the others. That instinct often says more than the property details. If you enjoy exploring how people live in different regions through real homes, there are more here on the channel. Thanks for spending time here today.